1,199 combinations have attempted it. One man has dominated it. It's the Barbury Castle CIC 3-Star International from 2005 to 2015. This is the Andrew Nicholson narrative. 26 appearances on 13 different horses. Andrew leads the dressage on Lord Killinghurst with a score of 37.6. They show jump clear and they take a two-phase lead of 10.4 penalties into the cross country. It's the biggest two-phase lead ever posted in the Barbury Castle CIC 3-Star. Then, the unthinkable happens. They pick up 20 penalties on the cross country. However, they still manage to post the second fastest time of the day with 6.8 time penalties. They're 1 second behind the fastest time. Incredibly, they finish in 6th place. They remain the only combination to ever finish in the top 20 at Barbury Castle with 20 penalties in the cross country. William Fox Pitt takes the first Barbury Castle with Ballincoola. Three years, 7 runs, and no show jumping clears. In 2007, Henry Tankerville comes closest for Andrew. They lie second after dressage, but they pick up 4 penalties in the show jumping and time penalties on the cross country, and it leaves them in 7th place. It's Andrew's highest finish in the 3 years. The 9-year-old Nereo lines up for the first time. He posts a dressage score of 50.5 and sits in 13th place after dressage. They show jump clear. They rise 5 places into 8th. Opposition Buzz and Horseware Bushman become the first 2 horses in Barbury history to beat the CIC 3-Star clock. Horseware Bushman becomes the first horse to finish on his dressage score. Within minutes, Nereo joins him. He finishes on his dressage score of 50.5 and he takes 2nd place. Daisy Barkley and Spring Along win the title, but Nereo has provided Andrew with his first podium finish at Barbury Castle. By the end of 2009, Andrew's stats read 12 runs, 5 top 10s, but only a 50% clear cross-country record. And no wins. Yet. The 10-year-old Avebury kicks off his Barbury career with a 41.4 in the dressage and he sits in 4th place. They go into the show jumping arena, produce a clear round and promote themselves to 2nd place. Ruth Edge and Two Time have a 6-point lead after 2 phases, but they withdraw. This leaves Avebury and Andrew at their first Barbury together in pole position going into cross country. Then the unthinkable happens again. Avebury ducks out in the quarry, picks up 20 penalties and puts them out of the title race. Earlier in the competition, Andrew had posted the fastest time of the day with Armada, posting just 1.6 time penalties in the cross country. They pick up 3rd place on a score of 51.9. They're just 0.9 behind the title winners that year, Nicola Wilson and Opposition Buzz, and it's Andrew's 2nd podium finish at the venue. Andrew returns with the same duo as he had in 2010, Armada and Avebury. Their scores of 50.6 and 49 aren't competitive enough in this company and it leaves him 14 marks off the pace. Avebury goes on to have a show jump down, the only occasion on which he does so in his 6 appearances at the venue. Armada goes on to finish on his dressage score, rises up the leaderboard and finishes in 8th place. Avebury isn't far behind him. He picks up 2.4 time penalties and finishes in 12th place. Billy Landretti and Pippa Funnell take the title, and their finishing score of 43.4 is a new finishing score record by 4.6 penalties. Avebury is back for his third Barbury. Andrew brings the 9-year-old Quimbo as his second string. For the first time, Avebury leads the dressage on a score of 41.6. This time, they can't catch Avebury. For the first time, he finishes on his dressage score and he gives Andrew his first Barbury Castle title. Quimbo also finishes on his dressage score and he makes an emphatic rise up the leaderboard from 25th position to finish second. It's the first 1-2 in the Barbury Castle International CIC 3-star history, and Andrew Nicholson and Avebury have won their first title. "129 combinations entered Barbury Castle 3-star, and for the first time they split the International into two sections. Avebury led his class on a score of 34.4. It was his best dressage test at the venue. The previous year, he had led the dressage and gone on to win. Could he do it again? And could this become a recurring theme at the venue? Nereo was back with Andrew. He'd been away for 3 years. His last appearance here had given him second place. At the time, it was Andrew's best result at the venue. Nereo started on 41.4. Now he added 4 penalties in the show jumping and a further 1.6 time penalties. His finishing score of 47 was good enough for 5th place. Meanwhile, Avebury had show jump clear. Then he produced the fastest time in his section, adding just 0.8 on the cross country. His finishing score of 35.2 smashed his own record finishing score, set a new record at the venue. And in addition to that, his winning margin of 10.2 remains the widest winning margin of the CIC 3-star at Barbury. Andrew Nicholson and Avebury had back-to-back titles. Andrew Nicholson turns up to Barbury for the CIC 3-star with just one horse. It's Avebury. They lead the dressage phase yet again with a score of 34.8. The course specialist Avebury show jumps clear and they go out and take it easy on the cross country, picking up 4.8 time penalties. They win the class by a margin of almost 9 marks, and they've won Barbury 3 times in 3 years. Andrew brings 4 horses with him to take the CIC 3-star at Barbury. Avebury does his thing. He leads the dressage for a 4th consecutive year, and he posts his best ever dressage score at the venue of 33.9. Nereo is also back. He posts 38.3 in the dressage and he sits in 4th place. Both Avebury and Nereo show jump clear. Then, early in the cross country, Kilnabreed Nevo gives Andrew a fall. He gets back up. Nereo, his next horse out on course, goes clear within the time. His score of 38.3 means that by the time Andrew is sat on Avebury, he is guaranteed his 4th consecutive win at Barbury. But can Avebury take the title? For the second time in his career, Avebury beats the Barbury clock. He's finished on his dressage score, and that score of 33.9 means that for the 3rd time he has broken his own finishing score record at the venue, and that 33.9 remains the lowest ever finishing score in the Barbury Castle 3-star. Andrew's stats in the class: 26 appearances, 14 top 10s, 9 top 5s, and 4 wins. Just 1 month after his historic 4th Barbury title, Andrew suffered a far more serious fall with Kilnabreed Nevo. This time there was no silver lining. Andrew had broken his neck. His career and his life were in serious jeopardy. 5 months later, Andrew began a gentle comeback in the quiet of his own home, which is situated just a stone's throw away from Barbury Castle. By the spring of 2016, Andrew was back competing at national level, and at Belton International, news filtered through to the world that the legendary Avebury had been happily retired. By June 2016, Andrew had won the Brabham CCI 3-star with Jet Set, and it was his first international win since Barbury Castle the previous year. The following week, he finished 2 horses in the top 10 at the Lemulan CCI 4-star. Andrew Nicholson, the King of Barbury Castle, is back.